Hey, what's up everybody? Joshua Casper here with a quick review of the OuterSpace update. Some of you may know that this is my favorite Echo box when I'm going for a vintage sound. It just is phenomenal. It's got 3 different tape delay decks emulated inside of here. Each one has its own characteristics. It's the heads down here, head 1, head 2, head 3. And it just came out with an update. And it's actually been updated in between the update I just got and the one I had before. I'm kind of too busy to check for every update, but this update's pretty big, so I wanted to share it with you guys. First of all, rescalable GUI. I don't know if that was this update or the last one, but that needs to happen. It's 2018, and every plug should do that. And the other thing is if you click the VU meter now, you can have it set to show the output or the input. And you just click out. That's new. And then now there's a drop down with a whole bunch of new options down here at the bottom. So right off the bat, we've got high quality mode. This is going to put a little bit of strain on your CPU, but better results. There's a limiter now. I suggest right clicking and locking this if you're going to be using this kind of randomizing feature up here, because this thing can get some really gnarly results and you want that limiter on just in case, right? So if you right click and click lock, it will lock it down. So whenever you randomize, you can see that it's not moving. You can do that with most, if not all of them. Yeah. So there's that. Mono. Just going to switch to the mono. EQ reverb. So by default, the EQ knobs over here, the bass and the treble, only apply to the delay lines. So whatever's coming out of these tape heads. But if you wanted to apply to the reverb too, you just got to click this button. This used to be available in the settings menu, but now it's just down here in the drop down, which makes it a lot easier than having to go up here and do that. Stereo delay is how much delay is separating the left and the right when the stereo knob is on. So if this is off, this doesn't matter. If it's on, it's just going to make things a little bit wider. So let me get a preset here. Something different. All right, so if we turn on stereo and then crank it up, you'll see how it sounds wider compared to this. All right, so that's what that does. And now we have the ability to adjust the noise tone. So if I turn the noise up, you hear how it's changing the tone of the noise there? That's very helpful. Oversampling up to 16 times. And this is going to help, especially if you're going to be tweaking the repeat rate while you're recording or something, because that can introduce aliasing. And if you turn it oversampling on, again, big drain on the CPU, but if you're doing something technical like that and you want, things to sound better while you're making tweaks live, oversampling is going to be for you. There's also a built-in preamp emulation that you can turn on or turn off. I'm going to jump right down here to ballistic rate and variable speed, and that has to do with, again, the repeat rate. If you're tweaking it, let me go ahead and turn it way up for a second. Watch what happens when I tweak the repeat rate while the audio is playing. You'll notice that you can't really notice anything, but if I turn it all the way down, you hear how it's tweaking it out almost like a DJ scratching. That's because of the ballistic rate. So that's there for you to tweak as well. And same with the variation speed. We'll actually add 50 milliseconds or take away 50 milliseconds to the repeat rate knob. So that's something to think about as well. Okay, so now we have more control over each one of the tape heads. Before we just could have controlled the time independently, but now we have volume and panning for each. So much more control once you have 3 playheads in action. And to do that, if you didn't know, you just got to switch the knob over here. Now we have head 1, head 2, and all of these have reverb and echo, and all of these have just the echo, okay? And right here is just reverb. If you go all the way right here, it's just reverb, just this section up here, or just this section rather. And then we have the low cut and high cut control the high pass filter inside the feedback loop. Ducking controls the amount of volume lost in the tape emulation, and pre-emphasis boosts the high frequency before the tape emulation section. Okay, so beyond that, all of those glorious new features, there's also what seems to be a new ping pong preset section. Again, I don't know if this was this update or the last one. And not only that, but we now have updated presets from the old version with using the new features here. So there's the legacy, which are the factory and the super Maja. I don't know how to pronounce that, forgive me. But these are just going to be using these features right here, and then these down here in the drop downs now, the factory and super Maja are going to be using all of the new features as well. So you're going to be getting better, higher quality delay lines from these. All right, so that's just a quick look at the new features here. I didn't really do a tutorial on them. I just wanted to give you guys a shout out. It's a free update if you already have OuterSpace. If you don't have it, there's actually a sale going on right now on Plugin Boutique. I'll leave links in the video description. Anyway, I hope you learned something. We'll see you next time. Peace.